What is going on, everybody? It is the Walkthrough King, and here we have a really interesting video for you guys. Something that I don't really ever post about, but I thought that this was such a big thing that I should at least acknowledge this and talk about it a little bit. If you guys are new here, definitely recommend subscribing to our community. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. Anyways, let's just get right into this. As you see from the title, Twitter has been hacked, and this, in my opinion, is one of the biggest hacks that we have seen for social media accounts or gaming accounts in a really long time. Here's a message from Twitter support saying, "We are aware of a security incident impacting accounts on Twitter. We are still investigating and taking steps to fix it. We will update everybody shortly." And before we get into exactly what is going on with this hack and what the hackers are going for, let me show you the second Twitter response at the time of recording this. What they said. They now said, "You may be unable to tweet or reset your password while we review and address this incident." And it seems almost every single verified Twitter account, and I'm not sure about normal accounts, but it seems almost every verified Twitter account is not able to tweet or post at this time. In fact, the only way that they can actually talk is via retweet with comments. Here is one Twitter account saying, "We can tweet because retweets with quotes are still available," but they were saying that it appears Twitter has temporarily disabled all tweets from verified accounts. Now, why is something this huge going down right now, and what is actually going down? So I'll get into how I think they did this in just a little bit and my theories on that. But first, let's get into what is actually going down. If you have seen on Twitter, maybe you might not have, a ton of verified Twitter accounts have now started posting these similar messages. Some are acting like what the actual account owner would act like, mimicking them, but others are just very plain and simple messages. It simply says, and we'll start out with one from a big account, Elon Musk. "I am giving back to my community due to COVID-19. All Bitcoin sent to this address will be sent back doubled. If you send 1K, I'll send back 2K. And then they give a Bitcoin address and say that they're only doing this for a short period of time. And I will show a lot of the other accounts as I'm talking in the tweets that they said, but it's all very similar tweets like this. Some of them have even gone to people who have passed away, taken their accounts, and then started posting on there. Like you just saw scrolling through a moment ago, XXX Tentacion had his Twitter also hacked. And it's really a shame that things like this are going down, especially using dead people's Twitter's account. A lot of that stuff should just be memorialized. And to get people to try and act even faster, they have said on some of the tweets to act within 30 minutes, as that's the only time it's going down, within 30 minutes. They're saying this simply to get people to panic, send them Bitcoin. Somebody who is not completely sure whether or not they should, if they are put on a time limit, more than likely they might end up going through with it. Because if you're trying to make a rational decision and you have a very short time to do it, it can be quite hard to make that decision, especially if you don't know everything involved with it. Really sad to see whoever has hacked all these accounts preying on all these people. And there are a lot of people that have gotten preyed upon with this scam. This scam has resulted in the hackers actually getting millions of dollars. Now, all the Bitcoin addresses, as far as I'm aware, have been different. Some might have been the same on a lot of the tweets, but it seems each time they tweeted out from a different account, they used a different Bitcoin wallet address, and this is the Bitcoin wallet address from the tweet that was sent out from the Apple account. As you can see, they have gained over $100,000 just off that Bitcoin wallet address alone. It is insane the amount of money these guys have made in a short period of time today scamming. And this scam tactic is a very common scam tactic if you've been in the gaming industry. A lot of games that have currency that is tradable, for example, RuneScape and the Golden RuneScape, you probably have seen this tactic used before in those games. In RuneScape, for example, you would see accounts walking around just spam repeating the same thing, doubling money, and once you sent them the money, you would never receive money back. Logically thinking, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. If you send somebody money, why would they send you money back? And if they were trying to send you money in the first place, why would they require you to send them money in order to get that money back with some more money? Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But because these people are using such trusted accounts to tweet out this information, a lot of people probably did not think before they started interacting with this scam. And some people just might not be around computers a whole lot, so they don't really know the ins and outs of things that go down online, a lot of the dark side of the internet. So it's definitely understandable to see people actually sending money to these accounts, but it is a shame that this actually has gone down and these hackers have made this amount of money from this. Things have been getting so crazy with this though. The Tron founder and CEO of BitTorrent, Justin Sun, has actually put out a $1 million bounty for anybody who helps successfully track down these hackers. And that's just from him. I have not seen any other bounties, but I'm sure that other people are actually adding into this. So if I were these hackers, I would be very, very, very afraid if they even gave a hint to anybody else that they knew about this exploit. Because if anybody puts one and one together with how much damage these guys have done and how many people are angry and $1 million bounty on them, I would be afraid for my life if I were these guys. But with a hack this big, they probably are experts when it comes to this type of thing. You're never gonna see some random person just do all of this. This was probably planned out over a very long period of time, and I would assume these guys have covered their tracks fairly well, but that is absolutely insane. $1 million bounty is put on them. And this is one bad thing as well, because this does get into witch hunting, and on a lot of the tweets earlier, I was seeing posts like this saying, hey, we've doxed the guy, here's your hacker, and they are posting some Whois information, and the thing with this is a lot of that could actually be fake information. I've censored all the information from the tweet that I am showing, as I have looked up the phone number. It's a Louisiana phone number, and the actual address and other information is for a California address. So I personally do not believe that this is right information. You never know. But when you have this many people that are angry and searching for information and trying to find and figure out who did this, if those hackers did use fake information on this and it turns out to be information from somebody else who was uninvolved and unknowing of this going down, that could get into very, very bad circumstances. If you guys remember back to the Boston bombings, there was actually a huge Reddit, and that was so long ago, so I'm forgetting all the details, so I'm not really going to talk much on it. But I do know that some people who were not actually involved in that were called out and doxxed, and things turned really bad with that whole situation. So having a huge mob trying to figure things out isn't always the best option. I feel in this case, a lot of people should just leave it up to the experts, but if somebody is very aware of information and sees any extra information that might not have been known, it is best to forward that to the experts as well, versus just trying to spread it around in group chats and try and find it with people who are not fully geared to do something like this, do their own investigation. Anyways, it is not fully known as of right now whether this was a database breach or a breach of an account that had access to reset other accounts. I hope it is the latter, as if it is a direct database breach, that is going to be absolutely insane, and there is going to be a huge amount of damage from that. Not like there already isn't a bunch of damage that has been done, but that is worst case scenario. I hope it is not that far, but we should see more information on this soon. If you guys do use the same information on other accounts that you have with Twitter, definitely go right now and change all the information that was the same as your Twitter account. You want to be as safe as you possibly can in situations like this. And since we are not fully aware of what has been breached, try to take every precaution that you can to protect yourself. And generally, you never ever want to use the same information across every single website that you use anyways, because why trust one website with your information that is used for pretty much everything? And I know it can be kind of annoying to have to think of a bunch of different passwords for a bunch of different websites and to memorize all that, or even write it down and have to look that up every single time. There are password managers, but they aren't bulletproof, but it is best to stay fully protected as you possibly can. Anyways, this has been the Walkthrough King. I just wanted to post and talk about this because this is absolutely insane. I have never seen something this big go down. I hope nobody in our community was affected by this, and anybody that you guys do know, I hope those people weren't affected by this either. Stay safe out there, guys. If you guys are new here, why not join our community and subscribe? Anyways, I'll see you guys soon with the next video. This has been the Walkthrough King, and I'm out.